everybody, this is your post-match analysis video for yesterday's 1-0 win on the road against Bristol City. A slow start. The first half wasn't the greatest game of football I have ever seen, but definitely things hotted up on and off the pitch at full time. As always, let's kick off the show by taking a look at the 11 that Scrapper Alex picked to start the match. Okay, I said in my preview show that I thought it would be one change, and it would be Danny McNamara out and Alfie Doughty in at left back. Zach Sturridge, I did say I thought could be in contention, and then he got the nod ahead of McNamara, and it was only one change. Crocombe in goal. Kramer right back, the twins, the central defence, pairing Zach Sturridge, as I mentioned, was left back. It was Daniel Kelly along with Casper De Noor in the centre of midfield. Race Bangura Williams continued in a 10. It was Idemo Amaku on the left, Femi Aziz on the right, and out front as a lone striker, Mihailo Ivanovic, the garlic and herb. I told you, give him time, he will come good. Not the greatest footballer in the world, this Serb. I said to my mate yesterday, if you asked him to do 50 kick-ups in a row, I don't think he could do 5. Luckily, you don't stand in a game doing kick-ups. And also, if you put a ball at his feet and said, you know, ping balls to that person, ping balls to that person, without that, he wouldn't be able to do it. But he does know where the net is. Coburn, for me, the more all-round striker, but I don't like to include him in conversations at the minute because he's constantly injured, and you can't include a player in conversations about a team lineup or a formation if they're permanently injured. You have to write them off. So for me, it's all about the garlic. As we know, it's only him, AJ Matthews and Langstaff at the club. At the minute, they're not going to get the nod in front of him. So we got to keep faith in the garlic. And he got the job done, assisted by Race Bangura Williams. By the way, I have been banging on about that as well in my preview shows. Okay, so that was the team. Was it the right team? Yes, because we won the game by 1-0. Back-to-back wins now. Can't actually remember what before Southampton. Could have been another win or a draw. I'm sure someone let me know in the comments. The games are coming thick and fast. I've just booked my hotel, by the way, to go to Derby on Wednesday. They keep producing stuff like that and victories like that and days out like that. Then I'll back them to the very end. And I've booked my hotel for Derby. I will be there. Pride Park, I was going to say. I don't even think it's called that anymore, but I'll always call it Pride Park. On Wednesday night. So, the game. I was thinking to myself this morning, this shouldn't take long. I say that all the time, and it does. Once I start fucking rabbiting. We was not good in that first half. The first thing that I thought, I won't say we got wrong because our formation is our formation, but their formation definitely counteracted ours very, very well. They had lots of space in the centre of midfield. They had lots of space in the wide areas and coming down our left-hand, right-hand side. And we've seen teams do that before. We've always liked to play quite rigid under Alex Neil and other managers, Neil Harris especially. You know, let them have it in the wide areas because we know their productivity from their wide deliveries are not great. So we let them have it, but it just seemed like they had more men on the pitch than we did. Also, what didn't help, we did not seem at it at all. I think I said in my full-time reaction, lackadaisical. Never used that word before in my life. I've just used it again, and I promise I won't ever use it again and try and make out I'm more intelligent than I am. We just weren't at it. We weren't at the races. We didn't get going, and we see that a lot away from home in the early stages, but we always seem to grind it out at home. And yesterday we brought back the away days. That'll be up on the channel by now. Don't be shy to give that a look because it took me, as I always say, all day to film, and I got up at 7:30 this morning to edit it, and I finished at 10:30 this morning. It's actually currently loading as I'm filming this, but by the time you watch this, that'll already be out. When me, Kenny and Danny go to the away game, sometimes Kenny's brother will come, Sonny, and if he doesn't come, Henry will come a lot, obviously, but he was at work yesterday. I don't think since I brought the away days back, we've had a bad result in the league. We drew away at Charlton, we won yesterday. Last year we won at Portsmouth away, Luton away, Derby away. So definitely an omen around it. The away days. Yesterday the O'Maras weren't there. By the way, before I get onto the game, I'm trying to drag it out a little bit. It was Pete's birthday. The whole family were in Dublin. So happy birthday to the Godfather Alliance TV. That's why they weren't there. They will be back with me at Derby on Wednesday. But yeah, you know, we just wasn't in it. Their formation was giving them a lot of possession. And people said to me, if they had something up front, they would have killed us off. Now, in the first half, I'm going to say, despite all their possession, despite the amount of good areas they got into, they didn't really hurt us in the first half. Crocombe didn't really have a lot of saves to make. So I won't say that they were short of firepower. I'll praise our back line and our goalkeeper in this instance and say or maybe in our shape. Maybe, okay, we let him have a lot of the ball, but it didn't really hurt us in the first half. But I think you have to give praise to our defence for not allowing Sinclair Armstrong. I always say I don't know loads about other teams' players and etc., but I've always rated him. He's caused us problems before when he's played against us for QPR. I thought we kept him very, very quiet on the day. So as a result, at half-time, there we go, we're there already. It was a terrible game of football. And it was similar to the Derby game last year when we was going, why the fuck have we come here? What a load of shit. Then we score, then it's, oh, what a day, as a great man once said. First half from us, absolutely nothing. Couldn't string 2 passes together. Aziz, now, I've got to be careful what I say here. He just wasn't at it at all yesterday. And do you know what? It's actually a good thing that he hasn't played well and we've won the game. Of course, he was involved in the goal, which I got onto. But he looked at me to points like he couldn't run. And you see that, I say it in the away day a few times. Now, I don't know whether he's carrying injury, whether he's tired, or, listen, you never know what's going on. Footballers are real people and have shit going on in their private life. I don't know. I'm not saying he has. I'm sure everything's fine in the Aziz household. Why wouldn't it be? The man's on fire and very successful in his job. So, but it just didn't seem to me something was right with Aziz yesterday. He wasn't running. He wasn't doing anything. I genuinely, hand on heart, half an hour gone, he got the ball on the right-hand side. He was very deep as well in the right-back position. And you can see in the away day player that when we go forward, I actually point him out and go, what's wrong with him? He's not running. He's not getting forward. He's not demanding the ball. And he can have an off day. That's absolutely fine. But something didn't seem right with him yesterday for me. It just didn't seem like he was really there. And he got the ball, like I said, hand on heart after about half an hour. And I actually said to Kelly, who's that? I completely forgot he was playing. And he had very little effect or impact in the first half. Players that played well in the game, I thought Daniel Kelly did very well. And my mates just been like, oh, he ain't that good. I said, well, no, I think what we're taking into consideration is since Daniel Kelly's been thrown into the team, and I'll get on to Casper De Norre in a minute, who's now the 8th injured centre midfielder we have at the club. And as a result, we finished the game with no central midfielders in actually playing in central midfield. I think he's been thrown into it. He clearly wasn't first choice. Daniel Kelly was clearly 7th choice. But Massimo Luongo, Will Smallbone, Billy Mitchell, I'm going to kill myself now, can't think of the others, Luke Cundle, Derek Mazusako, there you go. That's 5. There's probably another one in there as well. Oh, Casper De Norre 6, that's Daniel Kelly 7. Well, Casper De Norre's 1, we know that. But to come in and be given the opportunity after maybe thinking, fuck, this manager don't fancy me, after some injuries, and get back-to-back wins and play as well as he did. I thought he was very, very good from Daniel Kelly. And Max Crocombe, I may have said that during me absolutely waffling. I may not have done. But other than that, not very good at all in the first half. Really, really poor. Like I said, we couldn't get on the front foot. We couldn't string 2 passes together. As a result, I think our first corner of the game, again, referring to the away day, our first shot was on 42 minutes. From Idemo Maku, and I'll give you a clue, it was similar to one he hit away at Charlton this year. And if there weren't a stand behind the goal, it would probably still be travelling. And then we had a corner. That was all we had in the first half. I watched the highlights back this morning. There's nothing. It just cut straight to our goal. There's nothing in the first half. Nothing from them, although they had lots of possession, dominated the play, got into good areas, looked good on the ball, didn't hurt us. And then in the first half, like I've just said, we had absolutely nothing. Now, half-time comes. I think, shooting towards our second half, we'll get a rocket up at half-time. Maybe he didn't get a rocket. Maybe that was the game plan. But we come out of the second half and the PA announcer says, substitution for Millwall. I said to Kenny, he's going to say Femi Aziz. He's saying him off, saying it's not right. Casper De Norre, oh, for fuck. He went in for a slide tackle towards the end of the half. He got to his feet and run off with the ball in our possession. I don't know if it was that. I don't know what it was. This morning, the club posted on their social media, a new lion is on the way. Congratulations to Casper and Iris. Saying that, his missus is pregnant. Now, I said, well, hopefully, it is twofold good news. He got taken off because his wife's in labour. And obviously, he's going to be a dad. Brilliant. Brilliant all round. It isn't the case. Our researcher tells me that he's watched the full interview from Alex Neil on Millwall TV. And he said that after the game, Alex Neil, that's our 8th central midfield injury. On top of that, apparently, Casper was in the melee, which I'll get on to. At the end, the Doc was in there, the fucking absolute Don, by the way. Again, my new favourite Millwall. Used to have a Millwall favourite player, I haven't got one. Mine's the Doctor. Absolute fucking legend. The second half, we looked better straight away. Amaku was getting on the front foot, the nearly man, the most frustrating player in the world, because it may come across I don't like Amaku. I really like Amaku. I really want him to succeed. And he does everything right. It's just that final ball, innit? It's just that final ball, and he doesn't get it. Race Bangura Williams, yesterday, got booked early, okay? And as a result, he couldn't put himself about like he would want to, especially in the second half when Casper went off, initially come on and winning the 10, and then Bangor Williams dropped back into the centre of midfield with Kelly. He couldn't go into tackles, he had to pull out of things. He couldn't impose himself on the game as much as he would want to. So I felt for him in that sense, partly down to him for getting booked in the first half. And, you know, should Alex Neil have left him on so long? Well, yes, he should, because I'm going to get onto the goal right now. Move started by Bangor Williams. Neshley has done all right when he's been coming on. I prefer him coming on than starting, if I'm honest. Works it wide to Aziz. And Aziz, I'm going to say it, even then, he didn't look right to me. You know, and he cuts in and he shoots, and I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's involved in a goal. His first shot is blocked. Does really well to stay alert for his second shot, which is also blocked. It rolls across the 6-yard box and race Bangor Williams. How many times have we seen people, Millwall players, miss opportunities like that? Why has he done that? Why has he lost his head there? Composure's unbelievable from Bangor Williams. Intense in the box, bodies everywhere, crowd screaming, and he just sets it to the side. And there's the garlic. RBW assisting the garlic. What's can't speak, can't lie. It's happened loads, and he's got to stay in the team for that reason alone. And the garlic fires it in. What's that? 4 goals now this season. Portsmouth, QPR, the one that I forgot about. Was it Preston when their goalkeeper handed it to someone to play? 4 goals this season. He's going to get going. I thought he played better in the game yesterday. He showed signs of doing better when the ball come into him, although he still wasn't holding it up. He's laying off flicks, which did come off occasionally. But works tirelessly up there. Tracks back a goalkeeper, tracks down a full-back, as we know we love to see at Millwall. So the garlic scores, it's 1-0. And then in my full-time reaction, I said, we saw it out pretty comfortably. I'm going to have to retract that statement because they did come forward. And Crocombe makes a really, really good save towards the end of the game. And then the goal in injury time, fuck me, we've actually got a decision for once. Again, referring to the way that if you watch me do what I do, I laughed already because I say the flag's gone up. Offside, so I wasn't bothered in the slightest. They're going mad. I don't think they was happy with the referee's performance. Bristol City fans, let me know in the comments. I can hear you screaming down the other end and to both sides of me. And it's disallowed. Fair enough. Not a problem. Watched it back. It should be a goal. It's clearly offside. So we got away with one there. The Bristol City fans, you're feeling aggrieved. No, as Millwall fans, we very, very rarely get them sort of decisions. And it will balance itself out, I'm sure, and some against us over the course of the season. But it is what it is. The linesman got it wrong. There is no VAR in the Championship. And for that one instance, I will say that that's a good thing because it should have been 1-1. Did they deserve a point, Bristol City? Absolutely. In my opinion, thought that's a good side. Look, and for us to go to a side that are good at home, that have been strong over the last 2 seasons, that are up there where we are, to not play well and then manage to contain and frustrate them and get 3 points, you've got to take your hat off to the manager. He brought on Alfie Doty. And Danny McNamara, I thought that gave us more of a bite and more legs when we needed it. And I'll be honest, I was saying to Kenny at half time when he brought on Neshley and dropped Bangor Williams back, why the fuck hasn't he brought Doty on in centre midfield? Because he's very similar to Casper De Norre. All right, I know he's a left wing back, left wing and left back, but he's one of our better players on the ball. He's very good on the ball. He's played in the Premier League. He knows how to dictate play and buy time when you need to, get fouls when you need to, wind up a fan when you need to, or an opposition player, keep the ref in check. He's similar to Saville. I know he's not actually a centre midfielder, but I don't know why he didn't do that. But then, what do I know? We've won the game. Alex still 3 points. And I think, shitting on the preview for Derby, which will be out Monday, I'm going to film it straight after this, actually. I think he'll play Doty. Doty played alongside Kelly. Kelly comes off. I don't know what happened at that point, but I do know we finished the game with not one central midfielder in central midfield, on the pitch or on the bench. But that is very much a Millwall way to dig in, to show what we're all about. When the chips are down, club together against all odds and get the job done. So that's it. The game finishes. I'm doing a full-time reaction. Ivanovic just had the shot that's been saved. Fair play to the Serb. He's on his hands and knees, absolutely blowing. And fair enough to him for putting in that shift. Then everyone starts screaming. I've looked over and there's a melee. I put it on the full-time reaction. I considered not putting it on the full-time reaction, and I thought by the time I get out of the ground, it's going to be all over everywhere. It was Sky Sports, social media, 22-man brawl. It's actually more than that because it was all the players. Going to say fair play to Neshley, by the way, because he went to pick the Serb up at full-time, and then he fucking bolted Neshley, and he was in the mix with the dock. The gaffers ended up on his arse. Let's talk about that. He goes to shake Gerhard Struber's hand. Struber refuses to shake his hand, so Alex Neil goes, fuck off then, something like that, along them lines. Then number 12 comes in, pushes Alex Neil once. Alex Neil goes, what the fuck are you doing? Pushes Alex Neil again. Now that's you know, you can't be doing that as a player from any team, pushing an opposition manager. That's, you know, players. All right, you can't be going pushing managers. Dave Livermore, the absolute don, comes over the top, show what Millwall used to be about and are still about from that class of 2000 era. Fucking gets two hands on the throat, the docks in. Didn't see the Millwall coach, Dean. He was probably doing a post about himself at the time. Only joking, Dean. I love you really, Dean Fulton. And it's all off. The gaffer ends up on the floor, and they tried to play it down after the game with the interview. He explained what had happened. He said, well, I'm going to try to shake his hand. He didn't want to shake my hand, but win, lose or draw, you shake people's hand, and that is right. It wasn't a dirty game. I could get their frustrations at the referee, but there was no many bookings. There was a couple of bookings towards the end, time wasting. There was no sendings off. It weren't like an aggressive, violent game. So he should have shook Alex Neil's hand. Alex Neil was right to fuck him off, in my opinion. The brawl, there was a lot of swinging about, wasn't there? A lot of windmills, but no actual, like, you know, proper fights. But it sort of dispersed at one point from the main melee, and people were coming around the other side to try and line people up. I'm sure it'll get dealt with. I hope that we don't get a points deduction. I'm going to say it as well, and I am always honest if you're watching this and you're a Bristol City fan, it actually wasn't really us. It never is, it's never Millwall. But in this instance, you know, he's going to shake your manager's hand. Your manager's fucked him off. Your number 12 has come over and pushed our manager twice. That ain't on. And then our assistant, or our coach, Dave Livermore, ex-Millwall player, has jumped in and sort of grabbed him. And then as soon as Max Crocombe turned up, they all went, fuck that, and all left. Not Kramer, who was right in the mix. I mean, there was a lot of them, and I was trying to like watch it back 6 or 7 times and pick certain people out and carry on watching him. That's what you can do in a melee, things like that. You watch one person, rewind it, watch another person. Caleb Taylor was right in there. And Alfie Doty actually pulls Livers away and goes like, fucking yes, Livers. Love it. We're all for that. If that happened during the game, I'm sure we would have gone on and won more emphatically, because that just rolls our fans and players up. But it finishes 1-0. That's your post-match analysis done. And I'm going to go and film the Derby preview. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting here and filming the Derby preview right now. But I've said it about 100 times. The away day's out, there's content, full-time reaction. If you don't want to go on YouTube anymore, and you're on Facebook, I'm posting full-time reactions, goal cams, bits and pieces in whole on Facebook as well. I'm actually putting it on Facebook first now, before YouTube. That reason is, I told you a couple of weeks ago, be completely honest, I got a notification from Facebook. They said that you're now monetising, getting paid for videos on Facebook, so why wouldn't I break them up and put them in 2 places at once? Hashtag pay me. Preview up for Derby tomorrow, please. Subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.